All right, everybody, we're back, and we're talking basketball. Did I nail that? Right? That was like Mike.
Hell
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
A kid today in our game looks at me. This is his first game. He's brand new to the league.
Yeah.
It's his first game. Just joined our team. Looks at me halfway through the first quarter and he's like, "Man, I gotta pee." And I'm just like, Calvin Cambridge is calling for a bathroom break. Kids looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "You 11-year-olds don't know what like Mike is?
Like Mike.
What?
Well, that's the next practice, right? I mean, you're skipping everything. It's not X's and O's. You're watching Lil Bow Wow. It's like Mike, right?
100%.
For $1.30 straight.
That's still my favorite movie. One of my favorite ball movies.
Oh, of course, right?
Yeah.
Lil Bow Wow, and then who was it? It was
Tracy Reynolds.
Exactly. I know it was Tracy Reynolds. Exactly. I can't
don't know
remember the actor's name to save my life. I can name about 6 other things that he's in.
You know how many times on a weekly basis I say, "What was Tracy Reynolds thinking?" Oh man. On a weekly basis, I say that shit.
So many quotables, man. And I guess, you know what? Without the man doesn't need any introduction. He's been here many, many times. But it's Andrew Gottselig. We're here talking ball. Andrew, how you doing tonight? On top of the Lil Bow Wow and the like Mike references, how's things going?
You know, I am coming off a game. And I'm not going to disclose whether we won or lost the game in the Hooplife League, but I'm coming off a game.
Is it a trust the process game?
I'm not going to disclose right now whether whether the game was a win or not. But if you have other questions, we'll go from there.
Fair enough. We'll go from there. No comments. So when it comes to basketball as a whole, the meaning of life, so to speak. Either way, man. With the league itself, though, overall, how's things going? Right. We talked obviously a couple of weeks ago, but things have just continued to progress forward in the first year of the.
I'll give a real honest answer.
Yes.
Having a league with almost 300 kids and having a major construction project at the same time has been a challenge.
Yeah.
It's I'd say the league is going incredibly well, but all of us are like there's probably 20 tweaks that we're making on a day-to-day basis. So the real answer is like it's going really well. But there's a lot of tweaks that we're still making. So the league is going to week by week by week, like we're figuring it out. I mean, we built almost 10,000 square foot basketball facility. We opened we did this league. We put our heart into it, and so some tweaks we got to make, but it's going really good, and a lot of kids are having a lot of fun.
And you know what? And obviously, right, you can't figure out what those tweaks are until you're in it, right? That's the thing I guess that a lot of people don't realize is you're going through it, you're figuring it out, and like you said, you took on major construction in addition to starting a league, right? The Seattle Kraken in the NHL only had to start a team. They got the arena figured out through other parties. You handled it all on your own. So I mean,
it was a bit heavy. Like I mean, I go from 1 minute coaching kids, and then the next minute like the drywallers, and we're talking about paint colors, and I'm like, hang in there.
Exactly. And meanwhile, you're drawing up plays in your mind, just like, okay, all right, I'm going to get this thing
The project manager, man, shout out Ben Nelson. He's from Alaire Homes, man. He's been incredible. And he literally texted me the schedule, and he's like, hey, man, it's a really good thing. Christmas and New Year's is on weekends this year because we keep going Monday through Friday. And I sent the picture to my wife. I was like, yeah, so those like 2 weeks off we were going to have, Maybe next year we'll do it.
Maybe next year we'll get that time off. And you know what? Again, right? It's part of the process, right? But man, keep killing it. You guys are grinding. You're doing a hell of a job. It's just like you said, trusting the process, ensuring that it all kind of comes to fruition in its own unique way, and it'll get there. But I mean, we got some NBA topics to talk about, right? It's kind of been a busy couple of weeks in the association, some hot stove items, some things to discuss. First on your list, and again, this is kind of one that's been prevalent since the start of the offseason, really. Ben Simmonds, Dame Lillard, a couple of names getting together possibly?
I like it. Yeah. And I'll tell you why I like it. Portland has always been a shitty defensive team. Yeah. They've never been able to they've always been in the bottom tiers of defensive teams. Ben Simmonds, one of his a greater quality than his vision and playmaking is his defense. And I think offensively, we don't have to worry about it. Dame will work with a lot of people, but especially him and Ben would work good. Ben and Joel Embiid struggled because Embiid had to be in the paint.
Right.
And that's how Ben thrives, is drive and cut and do his thing, right? Because he's not a shooter. So, Brick City, right? So, with Dame, though, I like it because it's going to give a huge defense. It's going to give a huge defensive advantage to Portland. Now, here's the thing, though. Like, Lillard came out and said he's, like, not happy with the Portland offense. He has every right to do that because they haven't changed their team in, like, 6 years. It's been the same show every single week, every single year after year after year. And so I don't blame him. And if anyone can bitch and complain, it's him because he's earned the right to do it.
Absolutely.
Now, will it happen? Like, who knows? I mean,
what does the package look like to get Ben
Yeah,
Simmons,
well, here's the thing, though. Is Ben Simmons worth C.J. McCollum and some picks?
Exactly.
I don't even know if he is.
Right.
Because the man he's a little Kyrie. Yeah. He's insane. Do you want to deal with that drama? Like, and this is no knock on CJ. Obviously, CJ has to go. They're not going to give him up for anything. But the downside that the Sixers have is they lose a point guard then. Like, they want Dame for that trade. But it's never going to happen because Ben's trade value is tanking.
Completely eroded.
100%.
Right? Exactly.
So, I don't know. What does the package look like? Ben for CJ and some picks, or Ben for CJ? Like, but then again, I mean, the Sixers already have a great two guard, Seth Curry.
Exactly.
He's incredible. They need a point guard. So what's CJ going to do? Now they got two guards.
Well, and the other thing too, right? At least the report that I saw in the last week was Dame's looking for that big money, right? Like you said, he's going
to be the highest paid player ever when he signs his extension this year.
Yep. And they're going to have no choice but to.
100%.
Yep.
And he watched Giannis in Milwaukee, and he said, like, let's give it a whirl.
Yep.
And so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Do they need a whole lot more than Ben Simmons to fix things in Portland, do you think?
Like, they've never been able to crack it. And this is when we could segue into the second topic,
For sure.
which is Steph is the MVP.
A little more of a positivity.
Yeah, we're going to go negative, positive, negative. That's
Exactly.
and then we'll go into. But the thing with the Warriors is they make it look so easy.
I know.
Now,
right?
I know Steph's the best shooter. We know it, but LeBron's the best player.
Exactly.
And the Lakers suck. The Lakers are ass right now. They're absolute garbage. And the Warriors, sure, Curry misses a season. They tank, get Wiseman, and then now they're back to the best team in the world.
Exactly.
Like, they make it look easy. But the part that no one sees is the addition of Jordan Poole and how he fits with the team. The addition of Gary Payton II, and how that fits with the team. And the way that credit is to Steph because he's incredible. He's an incredible playmaker, incredible shooter. Steph literally dribbled past half court, pumped his head up, and two guys jumped. He was a step past half court.
He's one of one, man. He really
is.
is.
He's one of one, 100%, just like LaMelo, right?
Oh, yeah.
But
that's right.
Anyways, but you got to give credit to Bob Myers, too, because you look at it and you're like, well, Curry's good, but so was LeBron.
Exactly.
Why are they ass? You give credit to Bob Myers and Steve Kerr, and they are an incredible, like, they got an
organization, right?
100%.
And you could talk about it
top
from
tier organization.
Oh, without a doubt. You could talk about it from a culture perspective, from, again, just the elite talent that they have. Like, everybody forgets the 2 years where it was Clay's out, Steph's out, Clay's out again. And now they're all the way back.
100%. And if you look, even like Matt Barnes had an interview and he said, when I got to the Warriors, it was different. Like, I was allowed to bring my kids on the plane. It was a family atmosphere. Like, someone should write a book on how they run the organization, because I guarantee there's so many nuggets in there that we all could learn from, because they won 3. Sure, they had KD and they had an incredible team, but then you come back and they don't even have Clay yet.
Exactly.
And we know Clay ain't a Westbrook. Clay ain't a Kyrie. Clay's going to come, shut up, dribble the ball 11 times in the game and drop 29. Like, he's that player. So
his priority is winning.
Yeah, like, I might go put some money on the Warriors. Like, I've never done sports betting in my life. I think I'm going to do it.
I'm not sure
and
what the odds are on them right now.
Where's the camera at? This one?
Yep. That one right there.
I think we should do it, audience. The Warriors are going to win.
That's it right there. That's the clip.
Yeah.
That's the one. Let's look up the Golden State Warriors odds real quick.
20-4.
Championship. Oh, of course, right? Why wouldn't we?
Or their record, 20-4?
So they're 20-4 right now. What are their odds to win the NBA
Sun.
championship at this moment, though? They got to be pretty high, right? Like, they're off to a wicked hot start. Odds to win the title here. What do we got? Google's a good thing, but it's letting me down right now. That's not the number that I want. Either way, like you said, it doesn't matter what the number is. They're back.
Yeah, I don't even know the odds.
When's Clay due to come back? Do you know?
Soon. Like, he's practicing with the team. They can't rush that.
So heading to the other side of California, we got your Lake Show. 12-12 on the year.
God.
4th in the division. Is there? You're gonna need that. There it is. See, the Lakers have driven this
Ultralight.
That's the stuff right there.
Yo, Max, you have one too?
Original 16. I'm on a bit of a hiatus right now.
Bit of a
hiatus.
Cheers, Clark.
This is what the Lakers have done to this man right here. They're forced to drink on the air. This is what we're after, though. Exactly.
I rarely drink.
Why not?
And because of you, Lakers, I'm forced to drink because you suck ass. Why would you get Westbrook?
And that's the thing. That's all this. It's the
what the hell are they thinking?
There's no answer, right? And again, it just goes to show, like you said, the personality there. What is the deal with? Again, there's talk about super teams, right? Loading up for needs. Westbrook wasn't a need. It was a luxury that is now turning into a serious distraction.
Initially, we're all like, all right, let's see how it plays out. LeBron's a winner, yada, yada, yada. But, like, they could have got Buddy Hield. Yeah. And Buddy Hield is one of the best shooters in the league right now. He would have fit perfect with them. Instead, they went for the star power. They we'll figure it out.
As a Rams fan, I do understand why. It's LA, man. It's the city of angels. It's the city of stars.
It is.
When you're winning, it's great.
And
when
Odell, we'll see what happens with Odell. But 100%, what's the deal? So let's break it down. The Lakers get Westbrook. They want to be a championship contender. Obviously, it's championship or bust. Well, they're 12-12.
Yep.
They're 500. If you're 500, 24 games in, you're not winning.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, AD went on. He's like, man, we haven't had a stretch. And no one's a bigger Laker fan than me. I am a huge Laker fan, huge LeBron fan. But it's like, AD came on an interview and he's like, oh, we just can't catch a break. And like LeBron had the suspension. He had the false PCR test. We won't get into that.
We'll get into that.
Shit. But anyways, he had that and then the injury. And so he hasn't played. The stat is this. LeBron hasn't played 3 consecutive games this year.
Yep.
And so they haven't played full games together. And so if anyone can figure it out, it's LeBron. I'm not writing him off.
Right.
I will never write LeBron off as long as he's in the league, but the Lakers are a mess. So what has to happen now? You got to get you got to 2 things. You break up the whole team like you did in 2018 when they made that final run, or you get rid of the coach, David Fizdale, who is in Miami with LeBron, is the assistant coach. Guarantee LeBron and him vibe because he wouldn't be there if LeBron didn't love him. They won 2 titles together. So I could see after the All-Star break, you watch. After the All-Star break, if they're still 500, Frank's gone. You can't get rid of the superstars.
Exactly.
What are you going to do? Get rid of Westbrook's contract? No one's going to take Westbrook's contract.
Yeah.
So they're stuck with it.
The amount of first-round picks in the world, right? Like, it just doesn't matter. And
you made your bed. You sleep in it. Figure it the hell out.
And so clearly that's the glaring move, right? Like you said, you can't break up the team. You go to the coach immediately. Now, are the Lakers kind of in that position, though, too, whereas does it take the All-Star break for them to wake up, right? Because again, they're contenders, at least on paper. They've always been.
Yeah.
So what's your drop-dead date in terms of record? Like, how long can they keep this 500 stretch up till? Or is it done? Are we past the point of no return?
No, we haven't passed it. We haven't passed it.
Yeah.
We 100% can get it back, but we can't. Like, Shannon Sharp had a really good quote. He's like, Skip, I don't want to see like 1-game winning streak, 2-game winning streak. He's like, you got to start winning like 7 games in a row, 8 games in a row. Like, and the Lakers, here's another stat. The Lakers have one of the hardest schedules for the second half of the season.
Right.
They should have won these games. They had an easier schedule in the first half. So, we're going to see.
Playing down to their competition,
I'm not
possibly,
putting
right?
my money on the Lakers. I'm not putting a cent on the Lakers.
You're going to the other team in Cali. I like it, 100%.
100% going with the Warriors.
Well, man, I mean, we talked about it a little bit before. We had a bit of a lead in, right? The negative, maybe staying on a bit of a negative narrative. You got some things on your mind. You got some things. You texted me yesterday, verbatim. I got some things to get off my chest.
I got some things to get off.
I'm very excited to find out what this is.
Here's what I'll say. We live in a world where negativity and pessimism is elevated. Every single place that you look, negativity and pessimism is elevated. It's praised. It's everywhere. Everyone has the attention. Everyone, for some, and not everyone, but there are times that you feel like you can't catch a break because there's so much negativity. And so lately in my life, I've been around a little bit of negativity lately. And it's one of those things that we all go through these cycles of being around it. And one thing that we've learned this last week, and it's kind of not just me personally, it's really like our team. We've had a few negative situations that really like knocked us off our footing. And the one thing that I think is so important is that negativity is always loud. Turn on the news, negative. Turn on this, negative, negative, negative. Positivity isn't celebrated ever, which you don't see it ever. It doesn't get clicks. It doesn't sell. And it's easy to think that your world is the negative. There's a book called Focus on the 90, which talks about 10% is when in your business, the 10%, or in your life, I don't think it's really
relevant on both fronts.
100%.
Yeah.
The 10%, the negative, a lot of times can seem like the 90%, but you need to refocus. I mean, like we've even had like we invest every cent we have. Yeah. We put everything on the line for the Hooplife Center. We have people come in and complain. And it's just like there's moments and there's times that negativity hits and you have to decide, is this the reality I want to live in? Do I want to live in this box where I'm consumed by negativity? Do I want to live in this box where I believe that everything around me is negative? Or do I want to get out of that box, throw the box away, and realize the world, that 90% is really positive? And a lot of times it's so damn confusing because we can trick ourselves into thinking that negativity is really how the world is. And it's not. And what I want to say today is the world, we live in an incredibly positive time. And a few, like for that example I said about like our Hooplife, the Hooplife Center, like our team was down. We're like, man, like what the hell, we work 7 days a week, like 13, 14, 15-hour days for someone to come in and bitch about this. And it's like, we don't realize that that's 3-4 people that do that. And there's another 1,000 people that are praising you and loving you. Absolutely. And maybe they're not as loud as the other people, but the message for me that I'm telling myself, that I'm telling our team, that I'm telling everyone, and is realize the positivity is quiet, but it's powerful. It means way more if you take that on your chest than if you let the negative talk to you. So
why do you think, and again, I'm fascinated by this discussion because like I told you over text yesterday, right? We're all guilty of letting it consume us sometimes.
Always, man.
What do you think that is in all of us? Again, everybody's different on an individual perspective. Why do you think that negativity is so damn loud sometimes? Why can't it be the positive interactions that shine in the day? What is it about the negative ones that for whatever reason are ever consuming?
I think we look even, a lot of times it's the attention factor, where it's the attention factor that gets people's attention. Negativity gets everyone's attention. You see something negative on the news, oh shit, what's that? And then you look at it, it gets people's attention, it stirs people up. I think with negative and toxic people, toxic situations, toxic relationships, whatever the hell the case is, we all deal with it. I think a lot of times it's just those people hurting. And this is what we tell the kids all the time at Hooplife. We're like, listen, when kids are, this is not even Hooplife, this is to every kid. When you feel that someone's bullying you, someone's down on you, it's because they're the ones hurting. And a lot of negative people are the ones that really are hurting the most. And then they take it out and they don't realize it and they take it out on everyone else. And so I think that's where it comes from, is that aspect. But a lot of people are just, like, a lot of people just aren't fucking happy.
Yeah, they're not.
And they want to take that and push that negative energy on all of us. And so that's one thing that's what I don't know. It's a big learning, and it's just like a reminder to everyone that, like, yo, the world is such a great place. 90% of people are incredible, want you to succeed, want you to win. They want to love you, and then there is the 10% that's so loud. And don't get it twisted. The 10% is not the 90%.
So when that 10% it's feeling like it's kind of that weight, right? It feels like it's drowning you a little bit. Do you have a couple of anchors that you would suggest? Like, I don't know, for myself, for example, right? It's, you know what? I'm going to put the emails down for the night. I'm going to watch a Preds game. Sometimes it's not the best thing for my mental health when they lose 4-0 or whatever it may be. But do you have a couple anchors in your life that you maybe go to when things are just kind of feeling a little too heavy that you can just grasp onto and say, you know what, this is going to turn my mindset around. This is what's going to flick the switch for me to go out and have a good day today?
It's a good question, man. I think it starts for me. I mean, it starts with a lot of prayer for me. Like, I'm a believer. Starts with a lot of prayer, but it comes from, like, surround yourself around people that you know that love you. Right. And so I think, like, we've gone on a stretch, our team now. Like, I don't think I actually in 20 21, I don't think I've taken one day off, like the entire year. And don't say that to brag or anything. Like I don't doubt it. I'm no fucking hero, but I'm just saying that's just how it's been. And so it's easy to get yourself in a negative headspace sometimes, but focusing, being around my wife, being around my son, being around my parents, like people that being around our Hooplife team, our Citrus team, people that you know that love you, that's like the energy to give. And so it's a lesson that we've learned is like, man, you give this much energy to negativity, save your energy for the people that love you, the people that believe in you. And with negative people, man, get that shit out of your life.
It's the evolution, right? I mean, again, as everyone is individuals, as organizations, right? It's part of that learning process, right? Sometimes it's hard to trust that process when allowing that negativity to kind of 100%. Reign supreme in the mind. But like you said, right, it's just grasp onto those things that sometimes when you just can't friggin' take it anymore.
100%.
Go to something happy. Drop it all, right? I mean, there's nothing in this world that is going to outweigh that peace of mind that you can give yourself, right? I think it's hard sometimes, right? Obviously, we get bogged down by the day-to-day, right? Like you said, you've been grinding 7 days a week, 15 hours a day for the last however many days that you probably can't even count.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's just, like you said, man, you hit it right on the head where it's that consuming it. I've been watching a lot of superhero movies lately. It's that narrative of people like to see the hero fail before they succeed. For whatever reason, I don't know why people's minds are like that.
People love to see. It's crazy, right? People
not saying we're heroes or nothing.
No, 100%.
It's funny that's the narrative.
100%. People they love to see people fail, and that's the thing that like positivity always wins, and no matter what situation we're in, and it's like literally, like good example of this. Like, because there's so many people that want to see each other fail.
Yeah.
There's so many people. I have a really good example of this. So, really good friend of mine, Tanner Brightman. We both have basketball organizations in Saskatchewan. This is a situation, relationship. That's my brother. That's my dog. I love Tanner. And I've had people, not saying direct, this has nothing to do with Tanner, but I've had people say like, oh, you got to make sure like, you hold those trade secrets in, nothing to say. Not about Tanner, just in general, in business general, like, oh, like, well, you make sure you guys just beat that competition. People always ask, who's your competition? Who's your competition? It doesn't matter. And so back to the Tanner thing, it's like, no, man, we are here with each other. We are here to grow basketball and to grow each other. We're young entrepreneurs. We're here to help each other, be there for every step for each other. I was literally talking to someone in the basketball community, and they're just like, wow, I'm like, surprised how like open you are. You're just telling us all this stuff. And I'm like, yes, there's zero reason for me to hold anything back. If I try to hold things back and not want people to succeed or not this or that, it's at the end of the day, I'm the failure. Right. It's like everyone can build a tall building. Exactly. Everyone can be successful. So that's like one example, but it's like, I think when we hold it back, we try to be negative, we try to be a dick, it doesn't work.
No, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, and it's so funny why people don't understand that there can be room for everybody to succeed, right? It just doesn't seem like that. I don't know. It's maybe the chip on the shoulder that some people have. Some people have felt done wrong by in their lives or whatever it may be. And it's just funny how there's always that guardedness to them. And in whatever their projection on you or your organization or your business is, it just is. It's amazing to me how, again, right, sometimes only the 10% can see what the 90 need to,
100%.
Right? It's that there's room for everybody to be successful, to be happy in this world.
100%.
Just got to let it in, right?
100%. And I'm telling you, when you give up, when you give up what, when you hold back and you're like, whether it's in business or life, you hold back in a relationship because you don't want to get too close, whatever. Right. You hold back in business. You don't want to give your secrets away. You don't want to tell your competition. You will 100,000% fail every time.
Yes.
Back to the Tanner thing. Tanner and I, we share information all the time with each other. How can I help you, brother? What do you need?
Exactly.
How can I help you? How can we help each other to do this? And since that, I'm telling you, both him and I have had nothing but success the last 12 months. Yep. And that is one little example, but it's something that in everything, relationships, business, whatever the hell it is, it's positivity wins. Being open, honest with each other, it wins.
It's almost Christmas time. 'Tis the season for positivity, right?
100%.
Maybe that's the New Year's resolution for a lot of people in our audience, a lot of people just around, right? Positivity. Let it reign supreme in 2022. Give happiness a shot, right? I think sometimes we all need a reminder of that, especially the last couple of years.
Totally.
What everybody's gone through. And it reminds me of a show on a quote on a TV show that I just heard when it comes to the business side of things, right? It's as we grow older, we realize that we'd much rather have friends out there than enemies.
Holy
so what can you
shit.
do to make
So
friends
true.
out there, right? And it sounds like you're embodying it from a perspective of, again, not just basketball, but a business mentality. Just keep it up, brother. Just keep doing your thing, man. And at the end of the day, this might have been one of my favorite conversations we've ever had on this show. It's just nice to have that open dialogue, that conversation about something that truly, it's about sports, it's about life, it's about everything in between. So I appreciate the time, brother.
Man.
Appreciate the chat. We'll definitely do it again soon.
100%.
And, man, all the best, all the continued success from our team to yours. Again, man, positivity. Let's just all give it a chance, right?
Hell yeah.
Awesome,
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Well, that segment was brought to us by our good man and his team at Hooplife, Andrew Gottselig.
And also by Ultra. Drink Ultra.
And Ultra as well. Our good friends at Original 16. Make sure you check out Hooplife, guys. Camps, sessions, the league, apparel. They got it all. Squad 10 at checkout. Anytime you do it online, that's the one that you want to hit. Make sure you go check out everything that Andrew's got going on. And heck, even competitors in the province of Saskatchewan that you're near and dear. Tanner Brightman, his organization, go check it out. But again, Andrew, thank you so much for the time tonight, brother. Hope we got a chance to get everything off that chest, and man, just keep rocking it into 2022.
I might just hang out here with you guys, man.
Why not?
Slouch back in this
Why
chair.
not?
Have me an Ultra.
We haven't even talked about Scotty Barnes yet.
Oh, we haven't talked about Scotty Barnes.
We haven't.
Raptors, beasts. And all I'll say real quick, I don't care if we're down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a rebuilding year. We're stacking a bunch of young, lengthy guys that are good shooters. Fred's a beast, shooting the lights out. OG
Pascal's
is
gonna
good.
get there,
Gary
right?
Trent Jr. is like J.R. Smith reincarnated.
I love it.
We're going to be fine.
I was sold on Gary Trent Jr. when we saw him, like, right when he got to Toronto, when he had the alternate Jays jersey on.
Yeah.
That dude's got some drip.
Straight
drip.
100% he does.
Love
100%.
It. Positivity, guys. The Raptors are going places. Andrew Gottselig's going places. And we're going into our third segment right after the break. Stay tuned.